Hey everyone, Brad the Mechanic here. Today we're working on a 2015 Jeep Compass. Now, if you've ever worked on any of these or worked on any of the slightly older ones, you will know that they are complete pieces of shit and they require tons of upkeep, and their bushings all go bad, their transmissions go bad, they burn to the ground. So, if you have one, I'm sorry, but here we go. Let's try to get this thing fixed. Today, we're going to be replacing both front lower control arms because the bushings are bad already and it's been 5 years. And we are also going to be doing an inner tie rod. And I am going to have the special tool to remove the inner tie rod, but I'm going to see if I can do it without it so that I can save you guys a trip to the store potentially. So I'm going to get this thing jacked up on a jack stand, or on jack stands, and then we'll get started. So what you'll do is you'll sometimes get the car up and on the jack stand, and you can see it has a little bit of movement, just side to side. And what I did was I feel up in here. Let's see if we can see it up in here. I'll have to take the wheel off, but this tie rod end right here, put your hand on it, kind of hold it, then wiggle the wheel, and you could feel if this actual thing is moving or if the inner tie rod is. On this one, you can see, it's hard to see, but the inner tie rod is moving just a little bit. There's a little bit of play. So that's what we're gonna have to get in there and change once we get the wheel off. And we're also gonna do the lower control arm, so we'll do it all at the same time. All right, so now that we got the wheel off, I'm looking over here. In order to do the inner tie rod, I'm going to turn the wheels all the way to the right. So this is going to come out, and then where I have to grab onto is back in here. So I'll show you that. But first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tie rod end off, get this lowered. But before I do that, I'm going to loosen this nut so that when I take this off, it'll all come apart. And then we're going to get in here. You can see this right here looks like a 24. And down here, there's another one. So you're going to bust that loose. I would put some PB Blaster on there or something. Then we'll come in here, bust this nut. Giggity. And we'll get this out. But so in order to do that, we're going to remove this. This clip's already gone, but we're going to pop this one out, and this should lower down a little bit to give us better access to that nut right there, or that bolt. All right, I got this loose right here. Now I'm going to get up here with the 19. Remove that. Oh, actually, that's an 18. So now it's spinning on there, so sometimes in order to get that off, you've got to get this a little hot and it'll melt the nylon. But right now, since I'm not replacing that, I am going to, I'll show you how I usually do that to get that off. Let's see. I just get my jack under here, and let's see here. Then I put a little pressure on it like that, and that usually gets enough pressure on there for me to take this off, but we'll see. Still not working. Okay. Put a little more weight on it. There we go. So now I could still reuse this nut if I wanted to, because I didn't have to torch it to get it off, or to melt the nylon. So now we're going to want to get this off, right? So never hit the threads or anything like that. Don't ever hit it up here. If you really want to get this off, give yourself a little bit more room and smack it right here. Don't hit the threads, especially because it'll mash, it can spread it out and make it not even fit through the hole. So you hit it like that, and you can see it came right out. So I already had loosened this nut, and I'm going to take this off, but I want to remember where this is so that I can make it the same on the new tie rod end. When I take this off, I'm going to want to make sure that this is the same so that when I go get the alignment, the wheels are not all fucky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure this. So this is about 1.5 inches up the threads. Now I have to get an alignment after this, so this isn't critical, but it's nice to put it close to where it was so that the wheel isn't turned too much when you go take it to the alignment shop or you put an alignment on it. So we'll get some needle nose and remove that. Forward. So this is the inner tie rod. It's a little loose, so there's this little groove right here. Now this little groove fits this little groove right here. Now when you're trying to get this off, the metal clamp back here is kind of like a one-time use only thing, but I just pushed it a little bit. So I'll be able to put this back on and then pinch it with some side dikes right here and re-close it or refasten it. But if not, you just use a screw type hose clamp on there. But yeah, make sure you get this flipped out or something under there when you're trying to pull this out, because this groove makes it, it won't just slide, it sits in this groove. So you got to get a little screwdriver under there and pop it out while you're spinning it to try to get it off. It'll save you a lot of swearing. So for the inner tie rod, there is a flat side here and a flat side here, and that is where you can try to spin it to get this off, right? Well, if you usually have to have a special tool, which I do have and I'm gonna use, because I did turn the wheel all the way to the right, which makes this come out. And I still don't have a whole lot of room to get a monkey wrench in there. But if you absolutely had to, this is how you would do it. You just try to get it in there enough to get a good smack on it with the hammer or something so that you can turn it and get this off. Or if you had to, and if you're changing the lower control arm, you could pull this out first, and then you'll have room to swing a wrench down here in order to get this off with just an adjustable wrench like what I have. So I am going to use the special tool, but I wanted to run by you guys a way to get this off without that. If you had an adjustable wrench, you can do it, or a monkey wrench, you can do this and get it off, but you might just have to pop this lower control arm off, which isn't really that big a deal. So busted this off right here. 18. It's an 18 here. I believe it's an 18 on the other side as well. Yep. So it's an 18 bolt and 18 nut. And you can get that off right there. That holds the ball joint in there. So I'm going to take this out, and there's a nut, or I mean there's a bolt that comes out. and then this ball joint should come out of there. I just got to smack it a few times. So I did end up taking this caliper off. It's 218 bolts right here. Pop that off, and I took the rotor off too so I could get back here. And then it's an 18 bolt right here. And as you can see, it's a little bit rusty. So it was a good thing that I PB'd it before, but I would definitely, before you reinstall this, if it doesn't come with a new bolt, clean this off with your wire brush and get it cleaned up nice so that it doesn't give you any issues in the future, because you're probably going to do it again. So I'm going to pop this clip off and get this lowered so I can start getting to this control arm bolt here. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this control arm off, and then I'll see if we can get this off without having to use the special tool. So I'm going to pop this clip out, and hopefully this will come down enough. If not, I'm just going to move this aside and get to that bolt there, or that nut and bolt. Alright, so I got this clip off, and then the clip's down here, and I lowered this, and I was able to get in there. It's actually 21 millimeter to get this off, and that just comes right out. And then, so now we're going to come up under here, get that with a wrench, and get the impact on that one down there. Okay, so this is actually a 21. It's a 21 mil. I know in the beginning I said 24, but it's a 21. Boom, shakalaka. And we got that. So that's out now. So now we can attempt to remove this whole bugger out of here. Let's see. So maybe do that first. Saw how easy that was. So now I'm gonna wrestle. See if I can wrestle this bitch out of here. And the lower control is out. So we got that out. Now, as you can see, like I was saying, there's room to get a wrench on here. So let's try to get a monkey wrench on here and see if we can loosen that. This might actually work. Dude, there it is. So as you can see, I just banged on that with the wrench there, and now it's loose. I did grease this, like it came with some grease. I put this dust cover on there. I gotta thread it on there. And you can do the same thing you did, loosen it to tighten it. Especially if you don't have the tool, the special tool. Just making sure that's extra tight. And now I lined up this to where it was on the old one. Just about perfect there. Maybe a little bit further actually. So I'm going to make sure that this is right so that when I put it together, the alignment isn't too far off. So now I'm going to get the lower control arm installed in there. So you can't have the nut on, I forgot because I'm an idiot, but you got to put this on first. So, okay, so I got that pushed back in there, and I got it secured. I didn't use the same clamp. What I do is I get a piece of wire. If I absolutely have to, I'll use a zip tie on there, but this is not my car, so. But I take a piece of wire, spin it around, and then twist it on the top, and keep twisting it until it tightens over that, and that'll do it just fine. So then, now that that's tight, we are going to put this clamp on here that holds the front of the dust boot for the inner tie rod end, or the steering rack here. Boom, just like that. So now we're gonna put that nut on, make sure it's the right length, or the right distance up the shaft, and then we'll put the tie rod end on there. See, sometimes you gotta tap that end open a little bit. I don't know if you can see what I did, but Jesus, there's no fucking good way to fucking look at shit. Anyways, I hit right here. I banged it that way, and that'll allow that control arm to go in there nicely. So I got that 21 bolt in there. I got the 21 bolt nut over there. Now I'm going to throw in the ball joint, but I'm not tightening those until I get this in, because I need to have a good amount of play in there. Go. This in there. Tap that in there. Get the new nut. Spin it on there. Alright, so we got the control arm bolts in and tight. We got the tie rod end in. And I got the outer on. It's still a little loose, but I'm going to put it onto the knuckle. I'm going to put the rotor and caliper back on, and then I'm going to put the tie rod. So sometimes putting it on, it'll do the same thing, where it doesn't want to tighten because the shaft is spinning. But if you hold it like that, you'll be able to tighten it. All right, now tighten this. I believe it's a 21. Nope. So I'm just gonna use my monkey wrench on it, save a little bit of time. Went the wrong way. Hell yeah. Okay, so we did the inner tie rod end, the outer tie rod, or changed the outer tie rod. But we didn't replace it. We just took it off, put it back on. We got the caliper bolts. They're in and tight. We got the control arm. That was a 21. The other control arm bolt was a 21. This was an 18. This is a 22, I believe. And yeah, so I guess we're ready to put the wheel back on. I always go through and I like check everything again and again. But we can go ahead and put the wheel on, and then yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments, you can just leave them on the thing. I don't really care about subscriptions and shit. I just want you to fix your shit, so go out there and fix it. Alright guys, peace out.